All right, what's going on, everybody? So, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, the fight that has been anticipated for a very long time, just finished, and oh my God, what an absolute war! I'm going to be talking about the overall fight, giving my breakdown, and giving my overall thoughts of the entire fight. Real quick, before I get into the video, 95% of you guys aren't subscribed, so if you like boxing, influencer boxing, or UFC content, I post 3 to 4 times a week on this channel at least, so make sure you subscribe. I appreciate you. Man, I'm thrilled about this fight. It was overall exactly what we wanted from this fight. It was absolute scrap. Started off technical, got more and more scrappy as the fight went on. That was an absolute fight. Like I said in my prediction video before, that could very well be fight of the year in boxing. It's going to be very hard to top. And after all this stuff about Chris Eubank Sr. and Chris Eubank Jr., seeing Chris Eubank Sr. pull up to the fight and actually support his son was so hyped, to be honest. You could tell that gave him that extra edge in the fight. Chris Eubank Jr. even said that after the fight. I'm glad that their relationship's being mended because that situation was really sad at one point. But I'm so glad that it's fixed because you could tell it really motivated Chris Eubank. They were both very motivated by their dads in this fight. All right, so let's talk about the fight. So round one, right into it. Conor Benn started off with a lot of footwork and movement, moving in and out, pressuring very heavy early in the fight. And then Chris Eubank just stayed calm with his jab, staying on the outside, kind of focusing on counterpunching like I predicted. And he was looking for that left hook pretty early against Conor Benn. Then in round two, it was very similar. Eubank just utilized his jab, and Conor Benn started using level changing. And he started getting inside and started landing some right hands on Eubank pretty early. But as the fight went on, you could see that Eubank was doing better slipping his shots. But early on in his fight, he wasn't slipping them very well. And in round three, Conor started having more success. He landed a big 1-2 that actually stumbled Chris Eubank a bit. And it was getting pretty obvious that just using the jab and looking for the left hook wasn't enough for Eubank. He was going to have to start controlling the center of the ring and throwing in combination, which he started to do in round four because he landed a big uppercut on Conor Benn, which he somehow ate. There was a lot of shots that they both ate that were massive in this fight. They both proved that they have a chin. Yeah, it was very obvious that Eubank had to start throwing in combination and start mixing pressure of his own, which he did started to do, which is why he landed that nice uppercut. Because overall, Eubank started utilizing the center of the ring and started outboxing Conor at range while using his jab and then occasionally pressuring, mixing body shots, all of that. He liked using his left hook more so to the body as the fight went on and obviously mixing it up upstairs. Also, as the fight went on, Eubank got a lot better slipping Conor Benn's punches, especially the 1-2. The thing about Conor Benn, he wasn't really mixing it up as much as he should have been. There's definitely one thing he needs to take away from this fight. Eubank was able to slip the big punches upstairs, the right hands. Wasn't able to let Conor Benn land too many big shots, but he still landed some because Conor Benn just doesn't stop the entire fight. But the thing is that Eubank started to put on a lot of pressure too, which started to cause Conor Benn problems. Then there was an obvious sense of urgency from Conor Benn in round 8 because he came in swinging extra than he did before. But Eubank wasn't letting it happen because he started pressuring back. He kept establishing the middle of the ring and even started blitzes of his own, landing huge, long punch combinations that really gave Eubank these rounds. Conor Benn was really trying to pressure, but Eubank was just outgritting him, basically. And we just got to give some flowers to Eubank's hand speed at 35. His hands were very fast. He was able to land faster combinations and flurries on the inside, dirty boxing to Conor Benn, but that is literally his style for the most part. Because in round one, Eubank was pressuring heavy, but it seemed on the outside like he was starting to get tired, but he was just not giving up the entire fight. He started to get tagged more, but that was the fight they was trying to fight because it was a very close fight and both of them were trying to get on scorecards, so they just started brawling on the inside. And rounds 11 and 12 were very similar. They were just absolute wars. The thing is, the reason why Eubank got these rounds is because he had Conor Benn against the ropes. But overall, it was very 50-50 in the pocket. They were absolutely trading. But there was a couple of times where Eubank was catching Conor Benn with his left hook, which seems like it hurt Conor Benn, but some reason he was just able to recover, man. There was just two absolute warriors in there. This is why I think this fight lived up to expectations, maybe even exceeded a little bit, because rounds 11 and 12 were absolute wars. They were just gritting down on their gum shield, throwing, and man, neither of them went down. There were like 10, 20 punch flurry combinations they were just eating. And it was just overall an absolute war. They were fighting very emotionally for the legacy of their fathers. Just an incredible fight overall. And Eubank gets the better of Conor Benn. I agree with the decision. I didn't end up scoring this fight very as closely as I usually do. I apologize for that. But I definitely had Chris Eubank Jr. above in this fight because, yeah, early Conor Benn was really dictating the pressure in the center of the ring. But as time went on, Eubank wasn't letting that happen. He was able to mix in his own pressure at points, using his long reach and making it overall hard for Conor Benn to just push forward with no regard, just because there was powerful and very stiff jabs coming at him. He had to worry about the uppercut and even the left hook. The left hook was landing at much in that fight. Got him having a stroke. I gotta get through this video, but just overall great performance by Chris Eubank. I really wish that they would just run this back, but I know the winner of this is supposed to face Canelo after the Terence Crawford fight. But I would love to see this ran back. Let me know if you guys agree. Now, I wasn't able to find footage of this because I'm rushing out this video before the UFC event, but that final flurry against the ropes in round 12 was actually so fucking sick, and it was actually such a fight. Parliamentary procedure, if you ask me. Oh, big left hand! Big left hand hurt you! Big left hand hurt Benn! Oh, that left hook hurt him bad. Oh, he seems alright though. How the fuck did he eat that? What a fucking war! Oh my fucking god, what a fight. What a fucking fight, dude. Holy shit. Man, what an incredible fight. An absolute war. That is definitely going to be the best fights of boxing this year. It's going to be very hard to top. But knowing what they're doing with Riyadh season, Turkey Al Shade, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a better fight than that. But that would definitely be a candidate no matter what. Let me know if you guys agree. Yeah, Chris Eubank Jr. looked very good in this fight. I don't think he beats Canelo. I'm just going to say that right now. But I guess it could be a fairly good fight. I just think Canelo could probably hurt him. There was a couple times where he was a little bit dazed by Conor Benn's shots. And yeah, Conor Benn has power, but so does Canelo. And Canelo is a bit more dense than Conor Benn. So I would pick Canelo in that fight. But I'm happy for Chris Eubank Jr., man. He had a lot on his mind going into this fight with his whole father not liking him situation. Like I said before, I'm just glad that that whole situation seems fixed. Because that is so heartbreaking if you think about it. Because he is literally the junior of his father. He boxes. He just like his father. He loves it. He talks just like his father. He looks like a light-skinned version of his father. It's just, they're both spitting images of their dad. So the whole storyline of this, without Chris Eubank Sr. there, was sad. But seeing him end up being there as a surprise, that was honestly so hype. So much aura to that. And yeah, that definitely gave Eubank an extra edge in this fight, and you could definitely tell because he was ready for war. He was exhausted in rounds 11 and 12, but he dictated the pressure, he dictated the pace, and he much deserved this win. It was close, but I definitely think Eubank won. If you guys disagreed, let me know in the comments down below. Man, that event was hype. Shout out to the realist Vidal Riley for getting a very good win versus Chev Clark. Vidal Riley just continues to climb up the echelon. He could have looked a little bit better in that fight, but he still won pretty comfortably. So shout out to Vidal. I love his YouTube channel. I've been watching him for a minute at this point. So yeah, man, that's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the fight in the comments down below. If you guys want to follow all my socials, it's going to be in the description. I'm not going to put up on the screen, so I got to rush this video out. I got some UFC to watch and another video to drop probably tonight or probably 12 tomorrow. So expect another upload. Stay up for it. You know what I'm saying? We're grinding around here. So thank you guys for listening to me yap like usual. God bless every single one of you. And peace out.